Welcome back. Glad that you are here. We are building a movie app with the best coding practices and tools. In the last video, we worked on cast list and videos list for a movie. In this video, we will work on searching a movie with name. In all the previous videos, we didn't encounter a scenario where we have to send some parameters in the get query as query parameter or in the request payload. But to search movie by name, we need to send the query string as a query parameter named query. The complete URL would be this. This clearly suggests that we need to alter the existing code of get method in the API client. Let's make this method handle the parameters also if passed. Update the get method in API client. As optional parameters, add map to the get method. This will not break existing get calls and will enhance the functionality. Instead of directly passing resultant query string, create a method that will also consider using the parameters if passed. In the getPath method, define an empty string so that empty string is used when params are not passed and existing functionality works as the before. If and only if params are passed. That means if params are not empty, we will proceed with creating string for query parameters, otherwise not. The parameters can be passed as null, so handle that by using double question mark operator. With this, we are not only handling one param but n number of parameters. This is how you create generic methods. Append the key and value in the param string. Now append the params string also after appending API key. We are done with the core of making search. Let's quickly follow the basic steps as discussed in the previous videos. Domain layer, request and response model, add the method in the abstract repository and use case. In the data layer, create the model, do the repository implementation and add the method in the data source. For presentation layer, add the new block. Register all of these things in the dependency injection. I will not repeat the steps again here, but because this is a new type of API call that we are making, I will specify the differences. The request entity class will be a new one, movie search params, that will contain the query term entered by the user. As a result, the definition of search movies use case will also change. Rest all remain same. You can always refer to the GitHub repository. After the 4 steps, we are ready with the block, domain and data layers and dependency injection. Now we are only left with the UI designing and emitting the event. So let's start designing. Register block. If you remember from the 5th part, home screen carousel, we have the search icon in the top part of the home screen. So let's add the search movie block in the multi-block provider. Get the instance of search movie block below the other blocks in home screen. Dispose the block like others. Use the block in the block provider. Now open the search screen. How you will open the search screen? In the movie app bar, replace the empty body of onPressed method with call to show search method that is present in the Flutter framework. This method needs context. It also needs a delegate that can create a new scaffold screen for you on your behalf. The default implementation of SearchDelegate consists of basic fields like search label, field, etc. But to create the custom searches, we need to create a class extending SearchDelegate. Now, the context will change when we move to new scaffold, so pass the instance of search movie block in the constructor as well. If we don't do this way, there will be 2 unnecessary instances created for one block. Custom search delegate. Create a new folder in journeys folder with name search_movie. Here, create a new file custom_search_movie_delegate. Extend the class with SearchDelegate. Pass the search movie block as we will need to dispatch events and handle states when there is a search result obtained. First overridden method would be buildActions that by the material library definition states that the list of right hand side trailing widgets of the input field. Next would be buildLeading. Again by the name itself states that this will be a single widget on the left hand side of the input field. Generally a back arrow comes here. Third, the build results will define what is the UI when search is pressed after query is entered by the user. Fourth, the build suggestions method will be called when the user is typing and you have an API that returns with the suggested search text like autofill hints. Unfortunately, we don't have such API in TMDB, so we'll have an empty widget for this. Right now, if you run the application, you will get unimplemented error as no method is implemented yet. Let's return empty widget and list of widget wherever required. After returning sizedbox.shrink in all the methods, we can see the screen with search field. This is amazing the way SearchDelegate has worked for us and minimized our work. Let's work on the app bar. First modify the search field now to match with our theme. Override one more method to modify the search field. We need to update AppBarTheme, so we will modify our current AppBarTheme that we have provided in the app.dart. To change the text color for hint, we need to modify input decoration theme. Now talk about the left arrow icon, the leading icon. Let's add the leading icon now. Add the back arrow with same size as used in the home screen for leading and trailing icons. You will do this in the build leading method. Now, to navigate back to the calling screen, use close method in gesture detector. Pass null as the result because we are not reading the response which is get from the search delegate. Trailing icon. Now add a clear icon on right hand side that will clear the query text in build actions method. Use the clear icon. We can also change the color of the icon when the query is empty. You might be wondering, what is this query coming from? Answer is search delegate. Along with the methods, there is one field as well, query, that stores the text typed by the user. Based on the query length again, we can clear the query. Let's build the results now. Before we build results, let's see how the search result will look like. For ease, I have kept it very simple and used just a left side image and right side title and description. You can see in the image. Now create a new file search_movie_card.dart. This widget cannot work without movie, so have a final field of movie and make it as required. When we will tap on the movie card, we will navigate to detail screen, so use gesture detector again. Similar to how we navigate from carousel and tabs, here as well we will add the same code. To have some equal spacing from horizontal and vertical for the list style, we will use padding. We are creating list style like structure, so we need row first. Now we need curved edges for the image, so use clip rrect on cached network image. On the right hand side of the image, we need column for vertical alignment of title and overview. First text will be title of the movie and the second text will be small overview of max 3 lines, and if there is an extra text, we use ellipsis for that. We are creating new text style, so add that in the theme text as well. Now with this card, we will build the list view of these cards in the results method. Now come to the build results method. As I said, the delegate calls build results method when user has pressed the search button. So we will emit search term changed event as the first call in this method so that the API is hit and we wait for the success or the error state. Update UI based on various states. Use the block builder for search movie block. Handle the error state, loaded state and the default state. We'll handle the loading state later in the series all together with other sections of the application. Like before, we will return the app error widget when there is error in fetching the search results. For default state, we will not show anything, hence we will return only the sizebox.shrink method. In success case, we can have 0 results as well. So for that, we will return a centered text. Declare this text in translation constants, en.json and es.json for the translations. Now, when in the success case, there is a list of movies returned, we will return the list view with search movie card. Now if you run the application, you will see the search results and now you can play with it. One thing that I have missed is handling which type of error is being thrown while fetching from the API. So for that, we need to update the error state with AppErrorType first. We have already done this in previous parts. Like before, just add a field of AppErrorType that will contain which error type is thrown by the API call. Now update the search movie block as well. Pass in the error type in the state object. Last thing would be to update the AppError widget in the build results method by using the AppError type from the state. Here, pass in the error type from the state and rest the AppError widget will handle the UI for you, like we have done in other places before. Now restart the app completely and check the network of scenarios as well. By this, we have come to an end for this video. In the next video, we will work on the favorite movies feature. I hope you learned something or other in this video. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I would love to hear back from you. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe and toggle on the notifications so that you never miss the future tutorials.